What do you think, Rich? You think you could fit in here?
If you could somehow put the clutch and the brake pedals outside the car, kind of where the tire is, that'd be alright.
No, but the thing is you got these huge honking boots on. Squirrel stomping boots right there.
I think I'll drive it, but for short periods of time.
You know,
I'm cramping up right now, and there's no car around.
So you can sit over there, and there's a lot more space. Yeah, you are. I put a good use for 1-ton Tanya's underwear, and those marks
are from
Al from Skid Factory.
Who just randomly grabbed
work.
Ooh.
The reason I'm building an MG Midget, because I like them. I let my wife drive it all the time, it's fun. And then I bought this thing. I picked this up off of Kijiji, the Canadian Craigslist. Here's the PT-GT. So I've got my SRT4 motor, which is out of a PT Cruiser. So I got my Dodge motor hooked up to a Jeep Liberty bell housing to this transmission, MA5. It's a really strong transmission, that's why I went with it.
Look at you, it's already up in there.
Yeah, because this car is a unibody. I'm gonna be converting it to a frame-on chassis. It's gonna be better than what it started.
All right.
And stronger.
Good too.
And faster.
Keep going, yeah, keep going. You got her, keep going. Don't stop. Okay, good, whoa. That's good.
Got a lot of
Watch the K car. Watch the K car.
Come check out this. I got goodies.
You got goodies? You brought the bead roller here?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
We got the bead roller. That worked pretty good. That was better than I thought.
Well, yeah, if you tie the chain, so you got to go through the roof and then grab down low on the other side. It'll push down, like it'll pull on that side and lift on this side and then pulling down on the hitch.
This suspension's different than the ones I've seen.
Oh. Well, it's here now and you're going to use it and you're going to make it work.
No, I'm not. I'm just going to take the spindles.
That's it?
Yeah. I don't know. Fiero, you're stupid for making different suspensions. The spindles are good though. I wasn't planning on using it anyway.
Then why is it in my driveway? What the hell are we doing?
All I wanted was the spindle.
I gotta look at this shit.
So I pulled the front cross member out of the Fiero, and I was hoping it was going to be a double wishbone design, but it kind of is and it kind of isn't. So the upper wishbone is a double, and the lower wishbone connects a single point on the cross member, and then it connects to the rear of the car on the chassis. I don't want to use that. I want a wishbone lower that all connect to this front cross member. I think looking at this now, all I'm probably going to use is the spindle. I'll use some of the geometry for mock-up. The brakes, I might leave them for now, but a trick people use is they cut off the front hub in a lathe, so you can put on some bigger brakes.
So I think I waited long enough that he should have everything done.
Yeah. Already done. I've already got it drawn down.
Look at you. It's already up in there.
Yeah. By myself. I'll load. We'll zip tie it together and we're good to go.
I think that's it.
It'll be like one of those dragsters, you know, with the lifted.
Yeah. Oh, it's really bright in here.
Wheelbase? Yeah, it's nice. So I'm just finished drawing out what I'm thinking for the frame.
Look at you all. Look. Wow.
Yeah.
You thought about this much?
I've been thinking about this thing for years. That's sad, eh?
Are you keeping this now, or did we drag it here for?
We dragged it here for the spindles, which are Mustang 2 spindles, which are pretty universal.
Okay.
I think they are anyway. That's what the internet told me. For the amount of work it's going to take for us to make this work, I might as well build, or we. I guess you're gonna help me, right, Rich?
Yeah.
Anyway,
I will lend a guiding hand. How's that?
Because it doesn't have very much tunability to it and adjustability, I have to alter the track width and all this stuff. I don't know. I might go with this track width. We're still figuring out. We just bolted it in. This is the front. The motor goes in here, and currently these are the frame rails that held the original motor, and they kind of went straight back and into a wall coming across. So you're tall enough so you can hold it. So I'm gonna bring out, instead of having it here, I'm gonna bring it out to about here. So I'm gonna come down, angle in, kind of copy the angle of this firewall and then bring it straight back out through here and right out to the back of the car, kind of like the spine of the car. And then in this area, this is your passenger compartments kind of. So that's going to be boxed out around here, around the outer lower area and back into the front. With another, I'm probably going to replicate this as well with another piece going across under the transmission somewhere just to give it more rigidity. But this creepy guy behind me, he's helping me too. So we're thinking maybe flip the car over on upside down like we like to do. We flip everything over. And we can use it like a template and do the whole frame. And then when we're ready, we'll cut all the floor out and start doing our suspension mounts and building up from there. Basically, it'll be like a removable. We'll be able to pick the body up off the frame and drop it back on. That's why I bought that bead roller, because I needed it for this floor.
Yeah. This is all good?
Yeah,
a little bit of Bana. A little Bondo.
Bana. It's a little Bana there.
The windshield covers that anyway, right?
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
Whatever. It's gonna be the dirty midget beater race car from hell that scares everyone. It scares the life out of Hoogie. That's what it does. So it'll be a hoot, and this is gonna fall.
I'm gonna watch. So you did do it by yourself?
I do a lot of shit by myself. I just hang around you too much. You think I'm useless. Idea. Yeah, these like shooting sparks all over my hands.
Alright, so we got our frame, we laid it on the floor, we realized we had to jog out 3 3/4 inches.
We're going with 1.5 by 2 inch because that's what I got the best deal on.
So we just grabbed a straight piece that's uncut and then used some C-clamps, tied the piece together. With a 45, you want to divide that in half, so 22.5 degrees on our chop saw. We made these little pieces. Basically, we just measured from 2 points to 3 3/4. Laid this in, took the grinder, made a good bevel on it so we get penetration. You can't just butt it up and lay a bead on top. That's no good. You want to put a nice grind on there.
We put it on some other steel because the floor's a little wonky, just to get our tacks in, and then we're gonna throw it on the body and see how it lines up. Anyway, just lining up the frame, eyeballing it for now. Gonna get some scrap and weld it, keep it in place.
I know you're gonna say China, but this actually came from Korea because there was a little Coyote tractor on it. One of us is out of shape.
Whatever, I had the heavy end. Yeah. So we flipped the car over to get access of where the crucial points of the car. Because this car is a unibody, I'm gonna be converting it to a frame on chassis. And I needed to figure out my distances and things like that. So I kind of have it roughed out. I did some measurements, and now we're gonna go Project Binky, but Deboss style, and we're gonna build a welding table because I was gonna do it on the floor of the shop, but you know it's a little too uneven. So we're gonna make a big welding table that I can put the whole frame on and weld it. We can weld it solid there. I probably won't be doing the welding because I want it to last more than a week. So I went to the scrap yard. I got a big flat plate of steel. It's about 5 by 10 feet. It's in the back of my truck. We'll go have a look at that. And I also picked up a table as well, but the table is a little bit too banged up to use. So I'm like, Rich, do we got any scrap steel around? He's like, nah, I don't think I have anything. So I went outside and looked in his scrap pile, and he had this frame thing, and I'm just gonna do some modifications, and for now this is gonna be perfect because it's flat and it's steel, and that's all we need. And I don't wanna go spend money on flat steel.
So we got our flat table. Thank you very much to V&R for setting us up with some nice straight piece of steel. Look at that.
One big piece of sheet. A lot of talking today, a little bit of welding. We're just figuring out how to lay this out. So we're gonna come out to this outer edge with a piece of box, down the edge, outer edge, back in, and one brace in the middle. And that's gonna be all that's gonna hold your butt off the ground.
The car, once we cut out the last little bits, is gonna flop around like a piece of paper in the wind. So we're gonna make one of these, mirror image the other one, make the box, weld that in place, and then cut the rest of the floor out and make the car fit a perfectly good frame. Right?
A nice, straight, squarish, flattish frame.
So
we got some adjustability, but it's gonna be better than what it started.
Right.
And stronger.
Let's get to.
And faster.
So basically we just lay it out, make sure that it's kind of where we want it to be, and now we'll grind our little welds off on the side that's laying on the table, and then we'll move everything over and start squaring stuff up and making sure that these are 90 degrees and that's 90 degrees and this is the same side length from here to here as it is back here to here. You get the point.
So we're laying out the frame on a nice square flat sheet of steel. So we started from one edge and we worked our way across, making sure that everything was close enough square to each other within tolerance, which was, we have a good tolerance. And
Ford tolerances.
Oh, way better than Ford tolerance. Don't insult the midget. We made sure our horns are the right distance apart, our inner trans tunnel and everything. So we've got all that mocked up and everything is kind of square to each other. So now we're ready to start welding it up, but that's not going to happen today because it's 11 o'clock at night.
It's 11 o'clock at night, and we probably messed something up. And
we already did mess something up.
We have tiny little tacks holding everything together. Yeah. So we have a tack to the table, and we have a tack to each other. The main thing is that our front horns are the right distance for the suspension that's going on. So
it's more for the body than the suspension, but it's the right distance.
Right.
It's kind of crazy to think that this plus that is gonna go into that. Upside down, sitting on Snow's tires right now.
Yeah, my wife needs those snow tires back. It's gonna get toasty.
But the motor is not going any lower than this.
No.
Like this is the absolute lowest the motor can go. So
yeah.
This is kind of where it's gonna be.
Yeah.
So I'm probably gonna have a even shorter. It's gonna be like a 1/4 inch shift. This is actually supposed to be the other way back here more too. Like,
I think you got a lot of stuff to worry about before that.
Man, I'm already